And for the latest on the Russian invasion, we're joined live from Kyiv by CTV's Omar Sachedina. Omar, you just heard that, the weaponization of energy. The estimates are that the West will be supplying something like 20 billion worth of weapons to Ukraine by the end of the year, but the Russians will be getting near 300 billion in oil and gas, even with the sanctions as they stand. You know, this is what finances a war.
That's true. I mean, the economics of this war are very complicated, and you know, it has been the topic of a long-standing conversation, and specifically vis-a-vis the issue of Russian gas. This was a conversation that happened weeks and months before the invasion began on February 24th. We know that Vladimir Putin had threatened to choke off the European Union from its gas supply, and the reason that's so significant is because Russia supplies about 40% of Europe with its natural gas. If you look at a country specifically like Poland, more than half of its foreign gas imports come from Russia. So it is certainly going to be a huge dent for that country particularly, and also a huge dent for Bulgaria as well. We know that, you know, as far as where they could go now, we know that Poland will be looking at other countries. They could be looking at Nigeria, Algeria, and Qatar as well. We also know that they have been looking at countries such as Norway. For its part, Norway has a pipeline, but that pipeline to Poland won't be operational until before the end of the year. So in the short term, Poland will need to find other sources of supply. But I say that with an asterisk, because had this happened, George, a few months ago, when Europe was in the depths of winter, then it would have been far more devastating. We know that natural gas is used to supply heating in homes, and certainly now that the temperatures are warmer, that the need for that isn't so great.
Omar, to the front lines of the war now. Russia appears to be tightening its grip in eastern Ukraine, you know, sort of scorched earth shelling. Mariupol, we know, is in dire straits. Russia apparently trying to really destabilize and threaten Moldova as well. What's the significance of that?
Well, Moldova is certainly one of you know, a region that is hugely important for the region, and so Ukraine has certainly taken a very forceful stance against this as well. Russia is trying to choke off you know, gas supply routes that we talked about, and also expand its sphere of influence, which Ukraine has been pushing back against, not only in its own country but around other regions as well. So certainly an intensifying push, both in terms of politically, but also in terms of the military, as this war enters now its 9th week, George.
Omar Sachedina, CTV News Live for us in Kyiv. Omar, thank you so much. Appreciate it.